Hey, I'm Chuck Puckett, broadcasting to you from here in my studio, as it were. Just a second, I will need this guitar pick before everything is over, I'm sure. I wanted to do something in this time of social distancing, so sort of a distant entertainment, as it were. I thought about doing one of those Facebook Live concert things, and that would be great, but I really don't care for the audio quality that you get out of Facebook, so I wanted to use a little better equipment. And so I'm doing this recorded thing here. I'll play a few songs for you and hope you enjoy it. I hope everyone is doing well in these difficult times. I want to emphasize that the main thing, of course, is to stay strong and stay at home. So I'm going to play these songs to help you pass the time at home. Those of you who keep up with, it's a pretty broad term, with whatever music that I make, or with Bimini Road, our band, may know a few of these songs that I'm doing today, but for the most part I'm doing songs that are not not songs that I've normally done. So they're more oddball, not oddball, but unusual, and been kept in the mothballs in some cases, and some of them are fairly new. So I just want to keep it interesting like that. If all this works out, we're going to hopefully be doing another thing like this, not in the not too distant future. If we get all the details and the technical aspects worked out. So stay tuned for that. This first song I want to do is called Making Up Time. And it's, I'm sure, something that we all hope that we'll be doing in the not too distant future when all this crap is over with. We'll make up some time, have a better time at it. So this is called Making Up Time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Making up time, making my bed, making up rhymes inside of my head, making up scenes that I can play, making it real while I'm making my way, making up lies and making up truth, making up legends from the days of my youth, making real sure that the road I'm on will take me on down to the end of this song. This world is what we make, it's what we give and it's what we take. We can make it a heaven, we can make it a hell. Will we make it to tomorrow? Who can tell? We've got all the time in the world, but every moment is a precious pearl. You can make mistakes, you might do fine. You can change your life if you change your mind. Taking a risk, maybe taking up slack, taking the wrong way on the way back, taking up time and taking up space, taking no prisoners in this place, shaking a leg, shaking things up, shaking your hand when I'm passing the cup, shaking with fright, is that my fault? Looking for my lost shaker of salt. This world is what we make, it's what we give and it's what we take. We can make it a heaven, we can make it a hell. Will we make it to tomorrow? Who can tell? We've got all the time in the world, but every moment is a precious pearl. You can make mistakes, you might do fine. You can change your life if you change your mind. making excuses for making a mess, making up crimes so I can confess, breaking my word when I'm taking the oath, taking the fifth will probably work for us both, staking my claim to my part of the pie, waking up late just in time to die, shaking his balls, taking a powder, making some noise, getting louder and louder. This world is what we make, it's what we give and it's what we take. We can make it a heaven, we can make it a hell. Will we make it to tomorrow? Who can tell? We've got all the time in the world, but every moment is a precious pearl. You can make mistakes, you might do fine. You can change your life if you change your mind. You can change your life if you change your mind. You can change your life if you change your mind. There's probably some truth in that. This next song is called The Witch of the Westmerland. And I don't recall, if I ever did know, the name of the man who wrote it. It's an Englishman. But I do know where I first heard of it. And that was from a recording by the just incredibly gifted and talented Canadian singer-songwriter, a man by the name of Stan Rogers, who is no longer with us, I'm sorry to say. But he played this in a great album called Live Between the Breaks. And I've been playing it ever since I heard it. I was introduced to it by my good friend Shelley Hurd. And it's a kind of a magical song set in the Lake District of New York. Excuse me. Old York. That would be the Lake District of England, not New York. I guess I'm thinking about New York and all the problems there. But anyway. So it's set in the Lake District. Mentions one of the lakes in the song called the Ullswater. So I hope you like it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pale was the wounded knight who bore the rowan shield. Cold and cruel were the raven's cries that feasted on the field, saying, Beck, water cold and clear will never clean thy wounds. There's none but the witch of the Westmerland that can make thee hail and sound. So it's turn thy stallion's head till his red mane flies in the wind, and the rider of the moon goes by, and the bright stars left behind. And clear was the paly moon when the shadow passed him by. Behind the hill were the brightest stars when he heard the owlet cry, saying, Why do you ride this way? Wherefore do you come by here? I seek the witch of the Westmerland, who dwells by the winding mere, and is weary by the Ullswater, by the misty fern break way, till you come to the cleft of the Kirkston Pass, where the winding waters lay. Lay down, me brindled hound, and rest ye, my good grey hawk, and thee, my steed, may graze thy fill, for I must dismount and walk. But come when you hear my horn, and answer swift the call, for I fear ere the sun will rise this morn, ye will serve me best of all. And it's down to the water's brim he's borne the rowan shield, the golden rod he has cast in to see what the lake might yield. And wet rose she from the wave, and swiftly by sped she, one half the form of a maiden fair, with a jet black mare's body, and loud, long, and shrill he blew, till his steed was by his side. Overhead the grey hawk flew, and swiftly he did ride, saying, "Course well, me brindled hound, and fetch me the jet black mare, and stoop and strike me good grey hawk, and bring me the maiden fair." She said, "Pray sheathe thy silvery sword, lay down thy rowing shield, for I see by the briny blood that flows you've been wounded in the field." She stood in a gown of velvet blue, wrapped round with a silver chain. She's kissed his pale lips once and twice, and 3 times round again. And she's bound his wound with a golden rod, and fast in her arms he lay. And he has arisen, hale and sound, with the first light of the day. She said, "Ride with thy brindled hound, and the good grey hawk in hand, for there's none can harm a knight who's lain with the witch of the Westmerland." Witch of the Westmerland. So I wrote this next song. It's called Fountain of Youth, a few years ago, not too many years ago. And the idea for the song came to me. I was thinking about friends that I had known back in high school, which, oh my God, is so many years ago. You don't want to know. Anyway, it always occurs to me that I keep the memory that I have of them, the faces that I see, are the ones that were there in that year, back then, so many years ago. And even when I see them again, which I occasionally do, not that often, when we part company and go back to where we came from, I still carry the old pictures with me. So in a way, I'm kind of like a fountain of youth for them, in that I'm carrying around a youthful picture that never changed. And by the same token, if that's true, then surely it's true that they're carrying around the same kind of notion of me. So we all are sources, fountains of youth for people that we used to know. I think that's the way the human mind works in spirit. Anyway, fountain of youth. 2, 3, 4. Somewhere deep in someone's mind, I am still 18. In someone's world there lives a boy who's never seen the things I've seen. Never had the worried moments, never boasted in my pride, never hurt the ones I loved, never cheated, and I never lied. Didn't need to search the whole world over, sailing oceans vast and deep. Eternal youth was always waiting in the memories of an old friend fast asleep. There is no way to take life back, every road leads just one way. We can hold our breath and pretend, but we cannot relive one single day. Somewhere once somebody knew me, who only knows how I was then. I'm still a young man in their mind, always will be, and I've always been. Didn't need to search the whole world over, sailing oceans vast and deep. Eternal youth was always waiting in the memories of an old friend fast asleep. And if I've never loved selflessly, and if I never gave needlessly, and if I never hoped faithfully, if I've gazed upon my life and I've sighed, still somewhere deep in someone's mind, my dreams have never died. And somewhere deep in someone's mind, I am frozen fast in time. Deep inside of all my memories, there are friends that I can find. We're still dancing with abandon. We're still singing around a fire. We're still living for the future. We're still driven by our desire. Didn't need to search the whole world over, sailing oceans vast and deep. Eternal youth was always waiting in the memories of an old friend fast asleep. Didn't need to search the whole world over, sailing oceans vast and deep. Eternal youth was always waiting in the memories of an old friend fast asleep. In the memories of an old friend fast asleep. In the memories of an old friend fast asleep. So this next song is called Gotta Travel On. It's an old song. It's an old country and western song, something. 50, 60, 70 years old as far as I know. It's much older than me. But I've added, I made up some new chords for it and gave it this kind of a folky arrangement, and hope you like it. 2, 3, 4. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone and winter's coming on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've got to travel on. Mama calls to Johnny, but Johnny can't come home. Johnny can't come home, no, Johnny can't come home. calls to Johnny. Johnny can't come home. He's been down in that jailhouse too long. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone and winter's coming on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've got to travel on. High sheriff and police riding after me, riding after me, Lord, they're coming after me. High sheriff and police coming after me, and I feel like I've got to travel on. I've played around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone and winter's coming on. And I've played around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've got to travel on. See my honey, I wanna see her bed, I wanna see her bed, yes, I wanna see her bed. I wanna see my honey, I wanna see her bed. She's the best gal this poor boy ever had. And I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone and winter's coming on. I've played around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've got to travel on. And I feel like I've got to travel on. And I feel like I've got to travel on. So, this next song, I'm not going to tell you the title of it because that gives away something. I always have a little contest when I play this song. Oh, and Bimini Road has played it. It's based on a literary work, famous play by a famous playwright whose name is Tennessee Williams, one of the finest playwrights in the American canon, in my opinion. And so one of his plays gave me the inspiration for this song, and the little contest I like to have for people is see if you can guess which play that was that offered the genesis for this song. And here's a little hint. It's not that hard to figure out. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. He walks up to the house with a bit of trepidation. He heard about this woman at the local hotel. But he is still a salesman, and she is just a prospect. He can handle her easily if he does his job well. She meets him at the door. She says, make yourself comfortable. They drink a glass of tea, and he shows her his wares. He doesn't seem to notice when she bites her lip in anguish. And when she starts to speak, it's as though he's not there. And she says, I have always depended on the kindness of strangers. I've never quite recovered from the loss of my youth. I'm not completely certain that there's an element of danger but I'm quite certain, mister, I can depend on you. She sits in a chair and poses a question, just like in a classroom. She raises her hand. What is his opinion when a woman never marries, of a woman who has never give herself to a man? He gets a little flushed when she steps a little closer and quiets his embarrassed attempt at an apology. What should he do? He starts edging towards the front door. She stops him with a phrase, stops him so easily. She says, I have always depended on the kindness of strangers. I've never quite recovered from the loss of my youth. I'm not completely certain that there's an element of danger, but I'm quite certain, mister, I can depend on you. He looks like a lion in a cage at the circus, who's caught in an act that he just don't understand. What would he do if he were the strong one? He'd have his coat on his arm, frankly not giving a damn. The moment passes by like an empty whiskey bottle that's poured out its very last glass of misery. She walks out to the porch, expecting him to follow. She flirts with her voice, dredging up her memories. He slips out the back, leaves her sitting on the front porch, talking to herself in a quiet little voice. What could he have done? It's beyond his comprehension. That faraway look in her eyes left him very little choice. She hums a little tune and draws a shawl all around her, rocks in the swing and gazes out into the black. She'd heard the door, of course, but it really didn't matter, 'cause he was certainly a gentleman, and gentlemen always come back. He said, I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. I've never quite recovered from the loss of my youth. I'm not completely certain that there's an element of danger, but I'm quite certain, mister, I can depend on you. She said, I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. I've never quite recovered from the loss of my youth. I'm not completely certain that there's an element of danger, but I'm quite certain, mister, I can depend on you. I'm quite certain, mister, I can depend on you. I'm quite certain, mister, I can depend on you. I bet you've figured out what play that is by now. I always like to do a song by this gentleman. Back there when I was so young, so many years ago. I heard a song on the radio, changed my life, changed so many lives, I think. Like a Rolling Stone by Mr. Bob Dylan, Mr. Zimmerman from Minnesota. He just had a way of words and everything about it that was so remarkable. Anyway, changed the way that I thought about music and singing and everything for the rest of my life. So I'd like to do this song by Mr. Zimmerman, by Mr. Bob Dylan. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Was in another lifetime, full of toil and blood. Blackness was a virtue, and the road was full of mud. I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Not a word was spoke between us, there was little risk involved. Everything up to that point had been left unresolved. Try imagining a place where it's always safe and warm. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. The deputy walks on hard nails, the preacher rides a mount. But nothing really matters much, 'cause it's doom alone that counts. And the one-eyed undertaker, he blows a funeral horn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. I've heard newborn babies wail like a mourning dove. Old men with broken teeth, stranded without love. I do understand your question, ma'am. Is it hopeless and forlorn? Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. In a little hilltop village, they gambled for my clothes. I bargained for salvation, they gave me a lethal dose. I offered up my innocence and I got repaid with scorn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. And I'm living in a foreign country, and I'm bound to cross the line. Beauty walks on a razor's edge, someday I'll make it mine. If I could just turn back the clock to when God and her were born. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. So this next song I wrote for my wife, Carol. It's a very personal song, obviously, and means a lot to me, and she means a lot to me. I will tell you that the name of the song is called What Regrets Are For, which may make you think something, not necessarily positive, but maybe you'll reconsider after you hear the song. So, what regrets are for. I I owe her everything. I wonder if she knows the pattern of our lives is one solitary sound. We scattered seeds of destiny and watched the best ones grow. A garden in the middle of the holiest of ground. I wish I had done better. I wish I had done more. Maybe that's what regrets are for. It all remains a mystery built on a rocky hill, where shadows fall so silent that they cannot hide the truth. We never lived in poverty, her riches kept me filled. She built a bridge across every moment of my youth. I wish I had done better. I wish I had done more. Maybe that's what regrets are for. No one holds a candle to the way she sees the world. Her eyes are like two telescopes, they penetrate the void. Wisdom of a woman in the heart of a little girl. She bears them both with grace, with faithful love and joy. I wish I had done better. I wish I had done more. Maybe that's what regrets are for. Regrets are not for sorrow, for things I might have done. Regrets are not for anger, for the things that I did wrong. We can't repeat the past, we can't turn back the sun, but the song we sing is endless. It goes on and on and on. Regrets are like the markers that lie along the road. They keep you on the straight and narrow way. She opened up the door and she took my heavy load. Then she helped me throw the worst of it away. Well, I'm glad I got it better. I keep doing what I can. I guess that's why she chose me for her man. Thank you, Carol. So I wrote this song a few years ago. I can't remember how long ago it was. It's 5 or 6 maybe? Hard to say. Time's going by so fast. Anyway, it's called Fresh New Start. And it does require that I capo, so I'll do that now so I won't be wrong about it. We all would like a fresh new start sometimes, I think. Here's a song about that. I woke up this morning with my head hanging low. I could not find the will to make a move. I just lay beneath the covers and I peeked out at the world. Wondered why I do the things I do. Tired of learning lessons, tired of making messes, 'cause the deepest parts of me are just about to fall apart. The only thing will work, I said to the face in the mirror. Only thing will save me is a fresh new start. A fresh new start. Well, a fresh start might just do it. A fresh start might just work. A fresh start on a book that's not been written. A fresh start with no debts, where I could start again. I'm not sure I can, I must admit. No, I'm not sure I can, I must admit. So I filled up a bag with every mistake I had made, and I threw that bag into the incinerator, and I buried the ashes in a lonely grave. But they'll rise up again sooner or later, 'cause every lie I have told left a scar upon my soul. Every dirty deed a dagger pierced through my heart. It's a fiction to believe that the world can be remade, even if it lets you make a fresh new start. A fresh new start. You know, a fresh start might just do it. A fresh start might just work. A fresh start on a book that's not been written. A fresh start with no debts. I could start again. I'm not sure I can, I must admit. No, I'm not sure I can, I must admit. Fire to cleanse me, water make me whole, erase my very name off of each and every charge, so no memories can find me to remind me what I've done. Some place where I can finally make a fresh new start. A fresh new start. You know, a fresh start might just do it. A fresh start might just work. A fresh start on a book that's not been written. A fresh start with no debts. I could start again. I'm not sure I can, I must admit. I'm not sure I can, I must admit. Well, a fresh start might just do it. A fresh start might just work. A fresh start on a book that's not been written. A fresh start with no debts. I could start again. I'm not sure I can, I must admit. I'm not sure I can, I must admit. No, I'm not sure I can, I must admit. Fresh start. A couple more songs for you, I hope. This one's just a pure folk song from, hundreds of years ago, back in England. I've been playing this song for a long time. It's originally called Barbara Ellen, but our oldest daughter is named Rosemary Ellen. And so, many years ago, I just changed the name so I could sing to Rosemary, and I did. And so, this is how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 'Twas in the merry month of May, when all the green buds were swelling, sweet William on his deathbed lay. For the love of Rosemary Ellen, he sent his servant into the town, to the place where she was dwelling, saying, you must come to my master dear. If your name be Rosemary Ellen. And slowly, slowly, she got up, and slowly she drew nigh him. But the only words she ever did say, young man, I think you're dying. And he was buried and laid in grave, and all the church bells were knelling, and every stroke they seemed to say, hard-hearted Rosemary Ellen. Oh Father, go dig my grave. Make it both long and narrow. Sweet William died on a yesterday, and I must die tomorrow. Oh mother, go dig my grave. Make it both long and narrow. Sweet William died for the love of me, and I must die of sorrow. And she was buried and laid in grave. Sweet William was laid beside her, and out of his grave there grew a rose. Out of Rosemary Ellen's a briar. They grew and grew, till grew no more, till they could grow no higher. And in the end, found a true love's knot, and the rose grew round the briar. 'Twas in the merry month of May, and all the green buds were swelling. Sweet William on his deathbed lay, for the love of Rosemary Ellen. Of course, our Rosemary is not hard-hearted. She's the kindest-hearted person we know. But it's a pretty song. She's pretty, and I've been singing it to her for many years, so... Rosemary Ellen. Well, one more for you today. The song is called Prodigal Son. And I noticed, I was thinking about the first lines of this song, and it's it's kind of appropriate to the time and the situation we're all in right now. It says, you say you want to leave, go and see some things, which I think all of us in this time of shelter in place would like to leave and go someplace and see some things, but let's don't. Let's stay at home, stay safe instead, and listen to the message of this song. How's that? Prodigal Son. 1, 2, 3, 4. Said you want to leave, go and see some things. You said you believe that you need a change. Well, a change will come and the bloom will fade. You might be startled, son, by how the world is made. By how the world is made. You might be startled, son, by how the world is made. Well, there's folks out there just don't care. So try to get along. If things look bad and you're down and out, come and see your dad. I can help you out, maybe help you out. Come and see your dad, I can help you out. Well, they say that home, it's the place you've been, where if you come back, they gotta let you in. So the door's unlocked, and Mama's made your bed. You went off half-cocked, we're glad that you're not dead. It's glad that you're not dead. You went off half-cocked, we're glad that you're not dead. Your way back where you came from, because you sure can't stay where you have gone. You better be real sure of what you have got, because if it ain't pure, well then it ain't so hot. You know it ain't so hot. You know if it ain't pure, it ain't worth a lot. Well, that's it for today. I want to thank all the folks who've been able to join me for this little excursion, and I mean that sincerely to both of you. I'd like to recognize some people who were playing off camera, but they added a lot. On lead guitar and 12-string, Mr. Chuck Puckett. Playing bass as well as he can, Chuck Puckett. And supplying some very sketchy background vocals, yes, Chuck Puckett. Thanks, guys. Now remember, you need to stay vigilant, stay strong, mainly stay at home. Do not go out unless you need to, and please ignore those daily misinformation press briefings that are coming from the White House. I think more people will survive if more people ignore that information. I want to give a special thanks to all the frontline people in this country, and in the world for that matter, who are making hard sacrifices for the rest of us. The healthcare workers and the doctors and the nurses, of course, and all the grocery store folks and the sanitation and utilities people, and all of those that are continuing to bring us good, solid news in a time when we need it. We are forever grateful to you for your courageous efforts. When all of this is over, we're all going to get together. We're going to have a great big group hug. But till then, keep healthy and keep your social distance. Take care.